Happy Sunday. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to come on here and chit chat with you. Mostly, I really honestly wanted to talk to my people, the people that look like me, about some things. And I just wanted to challenge perspective. Now, this may be something that agree to disagree on, but I just wanted to challenge us because the things I've been noticing over the years with behavior, with response, and how we can be a certain kind of way sometimes. It's not go for everybody that looks like me, but those of us that do have, times and seasons and moments where we could pop off, I want to challenge us with that. So this prompted this talk, chit chat, because I recently just came from an event with people that look like me and others that don't. Just perspective, giving you the whole general scenario. And I was with someone and some other people that were talking about how just the way we were as a people, not us, but the other people that were at this event were acting, and just in their communication regards to this event and things that were happening and how it was making them look bad. And I'll just give you just a general synopsis. It was a basketball game, coaches were there, one of which was a known coach. And, it just, the way that the coaches were acting in this particular vicinity I don't think reflected the way that we should, as a people, be carrying ourselves anywhere. I'm not saying, code switch or not be who you are, but if you're a mature adult who is overseeing a team of any kind, you need to be mature even if things aren't working and going in your favor, because you're overseeing a team who's ultimately looking up to you for leadership and how to conduct themselves in certain situations when things are not right. You know what I'm saying? We all want to be justified. We all want justice. We all want things to be right, but sometimes I think we as a people need to conduct ourselves in any given circumstance and have self-control. That's what it all boils down to, having self-control. And I am not talking about everybody else. I am talking to my people. Like I said, I'm going to address us, because it's easy for us to talk about look what so-and-so is doing. We always want to get defensive about how someone is treating us when we ourselves should be treating ourselves better. You see what I'm saying? And walking in integrity and having character, most of all, being people of color. I'm tired of seeing us cut up because we mad at something and pissed off at everybody else because of the way that somebody is treating us. And we ourselves are not treating ourselves better. We ourselves are not holding ourselves accountable for our behavior or the way that we look, the way we look in image-wise. This is not about code switching or being different. This is about just having integrity and having character and showing up and being just cordial, communicating in a way that actually is going to be beneficial to everybody involved. Okay, and there's also a way that you can disagree without being irate, without cussing somebody out. You can be kind. I've even had to learn this in time. I can communicate effectively and it ain't necessarily got to be I'm irate about it. I'm going off. We always talk about microaggressions and how people perceive us as a people a certain kind of way because of how we're dealing with things. Well, that's how they're always aggressive. They're always aggressive. But are you? Are they perceiving something about you that is true based on how you're actually acting? I'm not talking about those of us who actually know how to talk to people and be kind and genuine even when we don't agree. I'm not talking about that. Or having an attitude or not having an attitude. Everybody get an attitude. I don't care who you are, what you look like, what your culture is. We all can get a attitude, okay? Somebody always get irritated us and get on our nerves, last nerves. But I'm just saying how we could conduct ourselves in public, how we conduct ourselves in private, any given circumstance. We need to learn how to conduct ourselves in a way that's going to be beneficial for us and even our future generations and our children. Everything ain't got to be pop off time because something ain't right. And that's my challenge to us as a people. You know, and I wanted to just go a little bit off on another tangent. I was just that first talk that I'm going to chit chat I'm going to have with you to the people that I love, where I come from, you know. But basically, I was thinking about this scenario, and it's not the same, but it still makes me think of how we should conduct ourselves, even around people that are not like us, and how we shouldn't take out what we feel in our heart on other people that had nothing to do with what we're feeling or where we're coming from. But this is sometimes what we do as a people as well. So this was years ago. I think I was maybe fresh out of college, and I was helping at my nephew's school. And the lady who I was helping actually was my librarian at the time when I was in elementary school, which was like 20 years before then, you know. So at this time, my nephew, who's now an adult, was still in elementary school, and I was helping at an event, and it was outside. And the lady that was that I was helping at this event, she's a wonderful woman, if you know what I mean. And at the time, this beautiful woman, if you know what I mean, was walking up, and I think she was, we had to sign up, she had to sign up for something, or I vaguely remember what the thing was, but the beautiful woman just literally started going off on my librarian, we call her my elementary librarian, for no reason. Like, the woman was so mad. And I'm sitting here looking at this, and my discernment is always going to pick up on everything. I can't help it. It's just a gift God gave me. And I just knew this black woman, I called her beautiful, I'm going to call her what she was upset with my librarian. And she's the nicest woman. Like, she's so sweet, so kind. She's so funny. She was such a great librarian to us. She's just a good person. And this woman was going off on her. Sorry, I'm in a tunnel. That's why it looks like this. Because of just her being wonderful. Because the reason why she was going off just didn't even make any sense. She was mad. She was irate. Now, that was being aggressive for no reason. Because the woman, my librarian, didn't even do anything wrong. That's the thing. And I'm just like, and I was so mad. I wanted to go off on that woman. And she was an older woman. She was like, I don't know if she had kids at the school or whatever, but she was older and she was more mature than even I was, but she was acting immature. And I'm just like, I was so mad. I just couldn't believe how she was treating her. And it wasn't even like, it was necessary. It was so unnecessary. And I wanted to go off on that black woman, beautiful woman, because of how she was treating my librarian. I couldn't understand the reason for that. And I'm bringing this up because so many times we get upset as people of color, women especially, men especially, at how somebody is coming up against us. But when we do it to somebody else, we don't get called out for that crap. And when somebody does call you out on it, you get upset saying, well, this is the oppression we've had to face as black people. This is the oppression. This is the superiority complex of white people and all this kind of stuff. But what about your issue of just being prejudiced yourself because you just don't like somebody? What about that? But we don't want to deal with the heart issue that we have for acting up for no reason, just like they were cutting up at that basketball game. Acting the way you're acting and you're feeling like you're justified because of slavery. That has nothing to do with how you're treating this woman right now. That has everything to do with your attitude and your character. This is what I'm talking about as a people. We need to check that. Because I was so mad. I could have got up and made her day. The beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like, even in this time, I don't care who's president, I don't care what's going on around us. You have to have self-control. You have to check yourself. You're going to check your heart to say, am I acting out of character because of something that I just don't like? Am I being this way because it's something that I just don't feel like? You know, we always think we're justified based on racism and prejudice and slavery as a people, but is it necessarily the case in every situation? No, it's not. But people like to use that in order to justify the actions and their reactions to things. People of color do. That's something that needs to change, because everybody ain't against you. Don't think the whole world is against you. Not everybody hates black people. I can tell you that right now. Some of my biggest advocates have been people that didn't look like me. When I've received commentary and negativity, it's been from people that look like me too. So I can say it's on both spectrums. I've had it from people that didn't look like me, and I've had it from people that look like me. But I can't judge people based off the way that they look, just assuming that they're going to treat me a certain kind of way, just assuming that they're coming at me one kind of way just because they are white, they are Asian, they are black, they are whatever. That's just it's unfair. We do so many things that cause just such unfair things just because we feel like we need to be justified based on us being black because of all the hardships that we had to face. I've had to go through some hardships, honestly, that were self-inflicted. It had nothing to do with me being black. It was just me just making poor choices and me just being just not doing what I know I needed to do, being me. I can't necessarily blame everybody for my character, my issues. And I'm trying to work on myself. I'm not a perfect person, but it's a matter of having self-control and not using racism as a reason to act the way that you act because you feel like everybody in the world and odds are against you. That's not necessarily the case all the time. Sometimes it's just you. Sometimes black people is literally you. And you are the problem that you're creating. You're the problem. I said it. I'm black. My name's Ebony. And I'm telling you, you black people are the problem. I told you, I'm going to write me a book. I ain't going to tell you the title, but I'm going to write it. It needs to be written for us, to hold us accountable, for us to do what's right. In the line of justice. We need to be justified based on our own merit and the way we acted. Because we can't always blame everybody else for the reason why we acting up. This definitely is what prompted this. That activities that happened today. The festivities with people that look like me. It's just no more excuses. We need to stop making excuses as black people. We really do. And we need to honor ourselves and look at ourselves and take accountability for the actions that we take that have nothing to do with anybody else. It's time to start checking us.